sorry. I just set up the live stream. I hope we got good signal going down. We are headed down to the fleet. We're about 12 miles upriver from the fleet. We were waiting up there for fleet space. Really wasn't anywhere to get down there. So we're headed down that way. It took me about an hour and a half. Took about an hour and a half to get down there. Anyway, headed to the fleet. I don't know how the live stream will work, but I figured I'd just catch some footage. I really didn't feel like talking or saying much, but but it's a pretty day, and it's, I don't know, it might be interesting to you. We are coming by St. Francisville River mouth. Looks like there's actually folks out doing some fishing. See if I can zoom in. Yeah. Folks doing some fishing. Anyway, we are, we'll say we're just a little ways above Helena, Arkansas. See, we went way up here. We head down through. There's a bridge, and there's a fleeting area. And 12 miles down there to it. So, anyway, I thought I'd catch a little live stream. Took the day out. But as you can see how low the water is with the sandbars. But how deep it is right here, hold on. That's a very good question. I know 18, 19 foot.
What's the deal, Kyle?
Yeah, sorry about that. Had a little discussion with the mate, let him know what was going on. I didn't figure that needed to be put anything crazy, just give him a description of what we had going on, and didn't know if he wanted to be part of the live stream. so I muted the mic there. That was the main reason for that. Oh, back to river where I'm at right here. 25, about 25 foot, and I'm running, right middle of the channel, but 25, 30 foot. But that's down here. I know it'll thin up, and it was like 40 foot back here behind me. I know between here and the fleet, down here, the Flower Lake Bar, it'll thin up a little bit. I mean, I know I can get down through there. It's not a worry. I basically run a track line where we know other vessels have run that have the same or the same draft that we do, so it's not really an issue. Why is it so low? The river's low because of lack of rainfall. I mean, lack of rainfall and snow melt from last year, which that's through the summer. It's pretty much just lack of rainfall. It was 2012. We had that. I don't know if that was a La Nina or El Nino. I really don't remember what the weather pattern was, but I remember 2012. It was a dry year, and it's been the same. Yeah, that's it. Lack of rainfall. Lack of rainfall. And it's, like I said, I've experienced it once in 2012 and in '88 it got down like this. And it's flirted with those low levels, I've seen it -5. Memphis gauge, it's flirted. That's when it gets down low like that, there's bad spots. Then it matters how quick it's falling out. If the river's falling out fast, then you have places where it hadn't cut out the channel. When it's been a fall like this, it's sustained fall. It kind of washed the channel out, but now it's just really dead water. But to be real honest, for the river stage it got to, I'm actually surprised it wasn't worse. To be real honest, we were moving a lot more. From '88, folks at '88 to 2012 talking about the difference then and how it was better. It wasn't as bad as '88, and then from 2012 till now, it's a noticeable difference. So, of course, we've been out of the bad spots. I hadn't dealt with. We got up out of that stuff down there at Lake Providence. Just right before it started getting real bad. Well, like the day before is when we got up out of that. So we've been fortunate so far. Knock on some wood. It's been it's actually been a really nice trip. We've dealt with. There's a few spots that definitely have me on my toes. Well, yeah, there were some spots, where you see when you got a 9.5 foot draft barge and you see an 8 foot on the sounder to get your attention. But that was northbound, northbound stuff. And that's an advantage we got to see. Northbound, we got a good northbound run with the sounders, so I really got a good look at where the bad spots were coming up. So that's why it's really been it's not been bad at all. So of course we're not even filled out yet. We're just 10 barges, and then we're going to go get. I think we're picking up 10 more down here. We'll have 20 when we leave out of Helena, and then 5 more somewhere down the river. We'll be, once I get down, I get around the corner in a little bit, we'll be looking at the bridge. It's still a ways out. I don't know how long I'll let this lobster go. I figured I'd just let it roll. are about is Helena, Arkansas. It's south of Memphis. It's like, what would that be? About the middle of the state, on the east on the far east side, about the middle of Arkansas. On the eastern banks of the Mississippi River. East side of it. But that's about where Helena is. I don't know what is it by road. Maybe an hour south of Memphis, maybe 2 hours, something like that. By river, it's what is that? Helena is 660, mile 660, and Memphis is what, 735. So yeah. Less than 100 miles. And here you can see, I'm shooting some deep water, look, 50 foot. Right here. Now that's going to shallow up, I know. Right in through here. That'll get shallow. That'll get shallow, and then pretty much all the way down through here. And in the bend and stuff. But yeah, I can find that's where it'll get shallow right down here. But as of right here, 50 foot. That's the thing. People ask how deep it is, and you see news headlines about it being 12 foot in the middle of the river. Well, that's in a certain spot. Right here in the middle of the river, it's 57 foot, 60 foot. So it just, matters on where we are. So, to know where the bad spots are, that's part of being a pilot. Not part of it, that's our main job. Somebody wants to know how many days I got left on the boat. Well, today's Sunday, and I'm getting off Tuesday, so that's it. The watch countdown is on. 2 watches tomorrow, and after this watch, I'll have 3 watches left. Or 2, what is that? Yeah, my Sunday's done. So Monday I'll have 2 watches, and Tuesday. I like it. Yeah, about 2 full watches and a wake up, maybe. No, actually 3 full watches. It'll be 3 full watches after this one. So, and that's it. What's up, Jay? Escape with Jay. What's up, brother? Yeah, man, I haven't been up north. Maybe next trip I'll be up north. Maybe next trip. I don't know where I'm gonna go, but maybe next trip will be up on that. I'll be up on the upper. Yeah, somebody, Rich Armstrong. Richard, hey man, I'm commenting on. I'm reading the chat here. Dude, Rusty Surratt. You mentioned Rusty Surratt. Rusty Surratt was running pilot on the Daniel Webster. It was my very first trip as a deckhand on the Illinois River on the Daniel Webster. Captain John David Arnold was captain, and Rusty Surratt was the pilot on there, man. And I'd heard that he passed, and I knew about him having a stroke and not, there later on not doing too good. But last I talked to Rusty was when he was working that casino boat up at Fort Madison. He was working over there. But yeah, Rich, I really, yeah, man, that name, seeing Rusty Surratt's name, that brings back memories, man. Rusty was a mess too. That was he'd just come out of the fleets and was working on that Daniel Webster, and it was a full tow and run that Illinois River. He was Beardstown boy, but where was it? They they run aground somewhere. Like the day before I caught the boat. I caught the boat there at Pearl, and they wrecked the night before. And I remember Rusty Surratt. One thing that stuck out in my mind was seeing him smoking cigarettes in the wheelhouse. That man was so nervous. I remember seeing it. You know, I didn't understand it was nerves at the time, but I realized it later. But he was. He'd have one cigarette. He'd have 2 cigarettes lit at the same time. He was chain smoking so fast. Yeah. Somebody, the barge is easier to control. Their lighters are always easier to control. Their lighter, less tonnage. Yeah, they're easier to control. How long does it take to run from Helena to Memphis? Well, that's now in this occasion we were in Memphis the other day, but yesterday, yeah, I can't remember when I came through Memphis. So, but as far as just if we were just straight running, you know, you can make it in a watch, maybe, I don't know, yeah, a watch, 6 hours or something like that. That's southbound. I think that's usually what we kind of figure. I usually kind of figure northbound time in a couple of watches, northbound from Helena to Memphis, and southbound about a watch, just depending on tow size and speeds and all that stuff. Yeah, farmers love no rain this time of year. They like to get the grain out, but this is a little extreme because when their elevators can't hold any more grain because they can't load it on the grain, you know, capacity becomes an issue. I don't think it's. I know back up there at Moon Bend, I know that elevator. They're really needing some empty barges. So yeah, that's where it becomes a problem for the farmers. When you got a truck full of grain and you got still in the field, I don't know if they, you know, comes to that. I don't know if they've got, you know, outside of that one elevator, if they've got other storage, or the elevator may even have capacity to hold a lot of their, you know, stuff they can't get straight to the barges. But a little small elevator like that, I would imagine that when they don't have barges there to load, it can slow things up. Yeah. See, normally this wouldn't be dead sound. I'd have a YouTube video going, but I really don't want to get a copyright strike on this. So it's not. I don't get a strike. I just it matters on what's playing. Sometimes it'll just silence the audio on it. Sometimes it doesn't do anything. But that's the main thing I worry about is it silencing the audio on something that I've done. The live stream usually it just doesn't monetize it, so you know I don't get ad revenue, which is not that much. So yeah, they started the high moisture corn here in PA into the dryers. I'm not familiar. I don't know what that. I'm assuming you're saying that they got they're taking with a higher moisture content just to get it out of the field quicker, and then they're dry. I don't know. That's corn. That wouldn't be something we do with wheat. I've got familiarity with hard red winter wheat. That's what my family grew. That's what I understand. Oats, wheat, stuff like that. We didn't deal with corn. That's one thing that we didn't deal with. I got you. They get it out. That's interesting that they do corn that way. So they get it. I'm assuming that they have their own dryers where they dry the corn. Or I don't know how that worked. Hauling to market. Yeah. I don't know. That's interesting. I didn't realize they did that. I get it. That's see with the wheat now. We may have if we cut say maybe we cut a truckload of wheat when it was about harvest time, and if the moisture was high enough where it was going to cut into the it was going to dock the price. We take samples in, but if we actually had say it's 100 200 bushel that was real moist, we'd either mix it in with some of the drier wheat normally, or if it was like a truckload, we'd circulate it through our elevator. Our elevator just dry it out. Usually I can run it through one bin circulating. A truckload of wheat, you could dry it out, and within a couple of hours, I'm thinking that's all it used to take back in the day, and you could get that moisture. Because the moisture on that wheat, the high one that I would remember would be like 17% would be extremely high, and then you get it down to 12% or something like that just to get it in. I'm thinking those percentages are close. So I may be off. Yeah, okay, gas dryers. Well, I don't know. To be real honest, though, I know like in a huge elevator, like the metal bins that they had at the co-op that I'd worked at back home a little bit, they had those dryers on it. Those floor top dryers in it that would, circulate air through that stuff. So, but that would have been a slower because they weren't actually circulating the grain. They were just trying to move air through the grain. So, yeah, I don't know. You'd think maybe it might be the electricity cost and stuff. But I don't know. Corn's a whole different. Like I said, I don't even know the setup. Toughest set of bridges to navigate through on the river. That'd be circumstantial type question. Just to go to Vicksburg's definitely one that Vicksburg you have to play it so different according to what the river's doing. Most of the other bridges, Baton Rouge, over Baton Rouge Bridge, obviously, you make it quite a bit different. Once it gets to a certain stage, it's just a flank. So, Vicksburg probably is the one that varies so much, that changes from toe size. I'm gonna get in that shallow water. Watch it. I'm gonna find it. You can see off to the starboard side. Somebody wants to know the three bridges in Dubuque. The three bridges in Dubuque are to be real honest, I'm not a fan of them northbound, that railroad bridge, because the wind can kind of get you a little bit. And it's so narrow, but most of the time, the Dubuque bridges aren't bad because we usually have a tug assist southbound, so it's not really much of an issue. To be real honest with you, that takes a lot of the sweat out of it. Takes all the sweat out of it. Yeah, I don't know if you can see on the video. Yeah, off to the starboard side over there by that. I think you can see a little bit down from that patch of trees over on that starboard side. To the right of the screen, you can see there's a barge sitting over there on the sandbar. And it's going to be there for a while. Is it an addressing? Sure. Okay. It's in between those things. Second, third. Yeah, it's out on some shallow water. And I do know the vessel name and the company and all that, but there's no need bringing that into it. The supermarket to the world, though, is short a barge. So far, still getting about 30 foot, 34 foot. The Yo-Yo Ma video the Yo-Yo Ma video was that was Memphis actually. I know which one you're talking about. Somebody wants to know how fast the barge was, how fast was the boat. I get what you're saying. How fast it was going. Number one, that was sped up. That video, that's not at normal speed. That was at like, I don't even remember if it was 2 times or 4 times. I think it was 2 times the speed. But yeah, the Yo-Yo Ma, yeah, and that actually, that boat was a Joe Bob Zine at the time, and now that is the new boat. They bought it over here, renamed it, and repowered it, and she's getting redone. She's getting dressed up. But yeah, that was that boat. That was the Joe Bob Zine at the time. It was an ACBO boat. And they were coming through Memphis Bridge South. But I remember it was a crew change day. I was catching a boat, I was catching a boat there that morning, and I saw that boat coming through, and I said it to you. Yeah, I forgot about that. But yeah, that was Memphis. And he was probably, in real time, he was probably making about 12 to 14 mile an hour. And, I had that sped up, so it appeared that he was making it, yeah. Yeah. I think that's the one you referred to. The only other issue I might run into is my, I don't know how my phone, I don't know, my phone may go dead on me before I get down to the fleet. We'll see. I guess I could plug it up. Yeah, now we're in the 22 foot of water. I knew it was going to get pretty shallow down up through here. See, what I was saying earlier, down through here. I even expected to get shallower as we get down through there, probably all the way down around until we get down in there. Okay. Sitting over on a sandbar over there. Not going anywhere anytime soon. But I think 20 foot. It'll get thin. I mean, I know that there's water to get down through here. But it's going to get thin. I can't remember what we saw northbound. I caught this little strip northbound. I can't remember exactly what I showed. But it was pretty thin, that's for sure. Still staying around 20 foot, 23, 25 foot. See the high water. You see where we're running when the water's up. cut through that area. You can see almost, well, the other side of that, cut through those areas when the water's up, jump over those dikes. So it's kind of a trip to see them at this stage. So far, 25 foot. You can see the Helena Bridge through there. Through there. We cut through there when the water's up. I'll show you on my chart. See? That's, you can see where we've got that marked at what state here. Actually northbound, so we cut through here when the water's up. Look at that, it's dry land now. But we run through there, or now we're having to run around that way. Anyway, that's kind of neat. And I can see that sandbar. I can see the bar down there where it's really working out. See that sandbar. Anyway. Didn't see anything too shallow yet. I think it maybe we're just right in the middle of it. It's nothing too bad. I'm sitting right mid-channel. And so far, nothing. I saw 24, 25 foot.
Hey, you hit her back a little bit. You hit her push back up and hang off on the outside that far down.
geese, they're flying the wrong way, aren't they? Looked like geese, but they were flying low in formation. Flying horns. Odd. Just saying more reach like that. Silver plain water. Oh, bad. Lots of sand up there, too. Somebody will know our draft. I need 9'6", 9'6". I think it's our max draft. Well, I know it's our max draft. Sandbar really working out here. Not bad. Two toes tied to two boats together, pushing borders. I don't know. Great. There could be any number of reasons. Could be they're just trying to get a boat from one place to another, so they just put it in tow into another one. They could be shoving because one of them's down on the engine. They could, making faster time. There's no, yeah. I'd have to see the boats and no telling. Any number of reasons. Oh no, I get it. Yeah, Jay, no problem. That just said I really I'd have to see. It could be no telling. No telling. Even if I was to see it, I still may not know exactly why they're doing it. Steely Dan wants to know what I'm gonna do on my time off. Working out, and working out some more, and working out some more. I don't hit it that hard when I'm on the boat. I really try to manage my eating and stuff when I'm on the boat. Just watch what I'm eating, and little exercises when I can. Usually just push-ups, sit-ups, like that stuff. But yeah, I'm ready to get in the gym. Ready to get back. Matter of fact, I sent a message to my trainer yesterday and let him know will be coming back this next week in full force. Outside of that, I don't know. That's my priority. Seeing grandkids, seeing wife, grandkids, obviously, that's obviously number one priority. she ran off to Hawaii and got proposed to. her and her longtime boyfriend. They've been together since I don't know, maybe her sophomore year of college, sophomore junior year of college. I can't remember. But he played on the baseball team, and she was a nursing student, and they've dated for a while. They've been in this long-term relationships and all that stuff. They're a good match. Very proud of my daughter. Anyway, they went on a vacation to Hawaii, and he proposed to her, I guess, there. I hadn't heard the story yet, but I got a picture of the ring, or her hand with the ring, so, basically. And I've just chatted with her a little bit since then, as far as getting the full story. I think I'm having issues with